Hey there, Chef D Malfi here, and welcome to Plant-Based Made Easy, Dia de los Muertos edition. I'm very excited to be with you today because we are going to be making an easy and delicious snack. Today, it's spooky jalapeno hummus. I love hummus. It's an easy and it's a really nutrient-dense snack that's going to keep me feeling full and satiated until my next meal. It is protein-packed and it's super flavorful, especially this one, because we're using the mighty jalapeno, this spicy green jalapeno, and this hummus is going to be, hopefully, green and delicious, just perfect for Halloween and Dia de los Muertos. So let's get going. I'm also going to talk about these holidays and the significance to me, but let's make some hummus first. The drill here, you guys, is if you are new, let me know that you're new. Say hello in the comment box and tell me where you're watching in from. And if you have comments and questions along the way, please let a sister know. I would love to engage with you, all right? So let's make some hummus. First things first, you need a really nice food processor, or you can use a blender, but the food processor is the best way to go for making hummus. Hi, Christy. Good to see you. All right, so let's get into it. We're going to take my food processor top off, and I'm going to add all ingredients to the food processor, and then we are going to pulse it until it's nice and green and nice and smooth and serve it on a platter. All right, so I'm going to begin with our protein element. I definitely want some chickpeas or canned garbanzo beans. They also go by the name of chichi bean. That's how I grew up saying chickpea or garbanzo bean. And I have a funny story about it. When I was a kid, like bringing my lunch in elementary school, I would often have, like a salad, or I would bring like some sort of hummus or whatever I would be eating, but it would contain chickpeas. And I would tell people that I had like chichi beans in my lunch, and nobody understood me until I finally realized that the American term, that people were using the American term or the American name for chickpeas or garbanzo beans. They were not calling it chichi beans. Most kids laughed at me because I think chichis were the name of boobies. Anyway, I later found that out. I'm not referring to these chichis. I'm referring to these chichis, chichi beans. All right, that's the Italian name for garbanzo beans. I'm going to take these, and what I want to do is I want to remove the beans from the liquid if I can, and I want to just remove like half a cup of the liquid if I can. So let's see. I'm going to eyeball it, right? It's not a perfect science. I'm going to remove all the liquid first, and then I think I should have about a half of a cup to just like 3/4 of a cup, depending on your can of garbanzo beans. Now, you don't need to rinse these. You definitely want to use the liquid here. And the liquid here, even though I often say rinse them, we're going to use the liquid to actually keep this hummus nice and moist and smooth. So that's about a half a cup. That's perfect. Now, this is called Aquafaba. And this Aquafaba is literally the garbanzo or chickpea or chichi bean liquid that comes right from the can. And I'm telling you this because this stuff right here is awesome for making a homemade mayo or for making a delicious whipped cream. Yes, you can make whipped cream right from the chickpea liquid, also known as Aquafaba, and it's really, really amazing what it can do. You can also make vegan meringue, lots of different uses for it. So if ever you're draining your liquid and not using it, save your liquid for another use. But in this case, for the hummus, we're definitely going to use our liquid. All right, so I'm going to take my can of garbanzo beans and put them right into my food processor. Didn't open all the way, but we're going to get them all out. There we go. Now, if you're watching your salt and you really don't want to use the Aquafaba, that's okay. You can discard the chickpea or Aquafaba liquid, and what you can do is use cold filtered water instead. All right, and the next thing that we need is something green beyond the jalapeno. We want either spinach or kale. I'm going to use kale today because it's really delicious and it's what I had. And I had some spinach in the house, but it got eaten, so I can't use that. So I'm going to use this green kale, and all I'm going to do is remove the stem from the leaves, and I want about half a cup. So it's probably just half of this bowl here. And I'm going to remove the stems for this because my food processor isn't, well, it's not all that strong. So I just want about half a cup. That should be great. The rest I can save for my smoothie later or something else. All right, the next thing that I need is a little bit of lemon juice. I want to get it about 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, if I can. I'm going to grab this, yes, and I'm just going to open this up, and it's probably going to be about 2 lemons. So let me just squeeze these lemons right in. Yeah, that's 1 tablespoon. It's exactly 2 of these small lemons, which is perfect. It's exactly how much I need. And don't skip this lemon juice. It's almost the most important of all the ingredients because this acid is really going to cut the richness and fattiness of the garbanzo beans and the next ingredient, which is tahini, all right? Tahini, for those of you who are unfamiliar, is all it is sesame seed paste. And here's what it looks like. It comes usually in a jar like this. Usually you have to mix it up. This is organic tahini. I absolutely love it. And it comes separated, meaning the tahini or the sesame seed paste will be at the bottom and then it will have a layer of oil. You need to stir it. Stir it one time really well, and then you don't have to stir it again after that. This is also shelf stable, so you can keep it right in the pantry. You don't probably want to keep this in the refrigerator unless you don't use it very often, in which case, if you keep it in the refrigerator, remove it like 20 to 30 minutes before you use it so that it comes to room temp, and then it's easier to measure and scoop out and all of that, yeah? But it is shelf stable. It will remain perfectly fine in the jar, cap on in a pantry that's kind of cool and dark. And I want about a tablespoon of this. And all I like to do is kind of just grab it with my spoon and, just pour in a little tablespoon. That's it. Yeah. All right. This will go back. This is all made with white sesame seeds. And if you can't find tahini, you can throw just sesame seeds right into your food processor and you'll make tahini in the food processor. Yeah. All right. The next thing we need is definitely something like an aromatic. I'm going to use garlic. 2 cloves of garlic make hummus really yummy. So I'm going to take my cloves of garlic and I'm going to give it a nice whack by taking my chef's knife, or in this case, just this thin knife, and kind of whacking it right on the shaft. Woo! And then just pulling off the little skin, garlic skin or peel. Peel those, pop them right in. That goes into the compost. Awesome. Now for our jalapeno. Take a look at this jalapeno, will you? This is huge. It's my entire palm. I don't know if you can tell, but it's very big. Here's what it looks like compared to the lemon. The lemon's like half the size. All right. So I want to use this, but I don't want to use the seeds or the stems. Anybody know why? This is make it really, really spicy. And I don't want my hummus to be overly spicy. If it were just me eating it, it would probably be okay. But I want to serve this to my family and friends for Halloween. And so I want to make sure that this is going to be kind of neutral. The kids can enjoy it as well as the adults. It's just interesting enough for the adults and it's perfectly, totally fine for the kids. So I'm going to remove the top and the bottom just so that I can split it open. And this has a ton of ribs. So take a look at this. I'm going to show you in the overhead cam. Look at this, right? Lots of ribs. This indicates to me this is going to be one heck of a spicy jalapeno. And I'm going to just take it with my paring knife or my work knife and just kind of run your knife around the ribs and the seeds and kind of remove it. See how easy that is? Try not to play with it too much or touch it too much because the more you touch it, the more your hands are going to have that jalapeno oil on it. And before you go touching your skin, especially your eyes, you have to give your hands a wash. Now you can see there's some seeds that are stuck in here. I'm going to do a really good job of removing all of those. And the ribs are not as important as the seeds, but both are important. But I've done a good job of removing pretty much all of the ribs. I can see a little bit of extra rib here. And that rib is just the white part of the jalapeno. Just that. You wouldn't think that that would be spicy, but take my word for it, it is. All right, I'm going to use the 1/2 to 1 jalapeno because I've removed the seeds and the stems. I'm going to go for it, the entire thing. And I'm just going to help my food processor out by giving this a quick chop. And now it just looks like a bell pepper, right? No ribs, no seeds. The whole thing goes right in. This is going to be really, really green. I can tell already. All right, now if I want another dimension of flavor, I can use a little chili seasoning blend or chili powder. Don't use cayenne cayenne pepper because that's going to be way too high spicy with the jalapeno, but just a little bit of this chili powder or chili powder spice blend, which is what I have. It contains chili pepper, organic cumin, organic garlic powder, and organic oregano. So it's savory, aromatic, herbaceous, and it has that like spicy, warm element from the chili powder. And we're just going to use a little tiny bit of this, half a teaspoon or so. That's perfect. And then, of course, a little tiny bit of sea salt, which I have here. I absolutely want to use sea salt. Ooh, there they are. There's the salt in the camera. Yeah, perfect. Like a half a teaspoon. I'm eyeballing. Yeah. All right. And that's really it. So make sure I have everything. Chickpeas, lemon juice, tahini, garlic, chili powder, jalapeno, sea salt. Last but not least, some sort of liquid. Remember that aquafaba we talked about at the beginning? I'm saving it for now. Half a cup of aquafaba or chickpea or garbanzo bean liquid right from the can, or half a cup of cold filtered water, whatever you want. I'm going to start with half of the liquid and then I will add more. And this is just going to help with kind of mixing everything together in the blender. So let me put this on and then give it a pulse. Okay, stop it, take a look, make sure, okay, is it looking good? Does it have specks of green? Is it starting to get green tinted? And are all the jalapeno pieces mixed up? Not quite yet, but we're getting closer. If you need to scoop around the sides of the blade using a spatula, I'm using a hard spatula here, so it kind of just kind of like runs right around the blade. Put this aside, and then let me go ahead and power boost this for a second and let's get it done. All right, it just shut off. It's telling me it's pretty smooth and creamy and delicious. I like that this shut off by itself. Very impressive. I've never let it actually run through the full cycle because I'm mostly like worried about you waiting on me. So I've actually never seen it go all the way through, but wow, I should do that more often. Look at it now. This is super duper creamy. It's green. It's looking spooky, people. Oh man, we've got so many visitors here today. Marie, Rosie, Kathy, Roberta, Sharice, Diane. Ah, love it. Cindy, Renee. Oh man, Christy, I'm really loving the vibe. Thank you for joining me today. All right, well, this is nearly done. I'm gonna plate this in a beautiful white bowl. Choose white if you can, because it's gonna make this green color pop. And I really love to serve this right away. But if you want your hummus to actually get nice and kind of more firm, thicken up a little bit, throw it into the refrigerator for like an hour. And you will, when you're ready to serve it, remove it and it will be a little bit more firm. But I'm going to serve this, I want it kind of loose and delicious, just like this, because I'm going to serve it with my absolute favorite chips of all time. Organic blue corn tortilla chips. They're more like purple tortilla chips. They're my favorite. I have to tell you, I eat tortilla chips a lot. They're my absolute favorite snack. But I try to only eat the organic blue corn because I love to eat the rainbow. And you know what they say about blue corn? It's got more antioxidants than any of the other corn varieties. And of course, I want to eat organic corn. So I'm just going to tap my hummus down. It's looking spooky, right? It's kind of like, ooh, it's like gooey. It's like green. Ooh. All right, I'm going to just pop the jalapeno seeds and stems out of the frame here because I want to clean up. And then what I'm going to do to make this even spookier is I'm going to add my black chia seeds, which I have here. You guys can use any chia seeds that you want. I really love using the black chia seeds because it really kind of makes it look like little bugs, like little ants or something. So I'm just going to sprinkle this over the top. Danny, can we do a big overhead so they can kind of see this closer?
It doesn't get closer.
No, okay. All right. Well, you can see that this is actually like, looks like bugs. Look at this, you guys. Spooky jalapeno hummus. Oh, people are going to be like, what is that? Are those ants? All right, I'm going to place this down. Serve it with maybe a spoon alongside just in case. How about this gold serving spoon? Super festive and super fun. All right. And I need my chips, yeah? Can't do it without the chips. Chips, I'm coming for you. Here they are. Blue corn, organic, yum, yum. It's been the same bag for like 5 years. I absolutely love these. My favorite. And I'm just going to decorate the side of the platter. Fill it up. And these are really festive because they're blue. Yeah, let's do a question. Geraldine says, looks good, but do the chia seeds get slimy? Great question. They really don't because they're not actually submerged in the hummus. They're just on top. So it's more of a garnish. If anything, they're going to give a nice crunch factor. If, of course, there's any chia seeds left over in the mix and you want to save the rest, it will actually get kind of just soft and you won't even be able to tell that they're there. And if you want to then serve it again, top them with fresh chia seeds and it will be crunchy again and be a really great garnish. So here you have it, you guys, a really beautiful spooky jalapeno hummus, perfect for Dia de los Muertos and Halloween. This is gorgeous. Yum. All right, I want to actually, yeah, good, Kathy. I want you to make it. Marie says, haha, spooky. Yeah. All right, I'm going to try it. Got to. See if it's spicy. Oh, wow, it's that good. Mmm. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, you have to add the lemon. Don't forget it. It also, the lemon, that acid really cuts the jalapeno. It's not overly spicy. It's just perfectly kind of like just a hint of jalapeno. Truly not overwhelming at all. That is really, really great flavor. All right, you guys. So you might have noticed behind me, I have this amazing ofrenda, and it's an altar. And I wanted to just share that this is now a new tradition in my home. For Dia de los Muertos, which is an amazing holiday that happens usually after Halloween. So Dia de los Muertos in 2020 will start on Sunday and go in through Monday. And what it is an opportunity to remember and celebrate our lost ones, our loved lost ones, those that have been in our lives, our family, our friends, our coworkers that have passed on. And what you want to do is you can traditionally create an altar called an ofrenda. And in your ofrenda, you can actually just line it with some beautiful cloth. I have a pumpkin here. I have a meditation rock that I painted back, a couple months ago when I was doing my live stream before Plant-Based Made Easy. And of course, my favorite angel, my sister, Angelina Malfitano, who passed away 14 years ago, and I honor her every year for Dia de los Muertos. She was an LGBTIQ activist, so I have the rainbow flag here, plus the rainbow goes with eating the rainbow here. I don't know if you guys know this, but I have a huge rainbow in my studio, and at some point I'm going to be doing some more video from there. And I just want to honor my sister. She's been my angel for the last 14 years. And I love this holiday because it's an opportunity where they say if you set up your ofrenda, your angels or your lost loved ones, I don't like the term lost, but your loved ones who have passed on will come and visit you. And why do they visit? Well, because they want to see their ofrenda. They want to see how are you honoring them. And usually you're supposed to put out little things that they love. So in this case, my sister loved rainbows. She loved meditating. She loved maybe walnuts. So I have a little walnut here, maybe pumpkin. She loved bright colored things. She loved her glamour shot. She took this when she was 16. Just give my sister some love, will you? Angel Ange. All right, you guys, that's why I'm wearing the skull for Dia de los Muertos. Thank you so much for joining me today. I had a blast. Thank you for allowing me to introduce my sister to you in the form of an angel now and introduce this amazing spooky jalapeno hummus is only something that you want to try. And if you make it and make it your own, please take a photo and pop into the Facebook group, right? Thank you again for being here, you guys. Join me for the final October Plant-Based Made Easy cooking show. That will be tomorrow. We're going to end our month with a very cherry crumble. It's going to be really yummy. And then, you guys, starting next week, we are going right into it. November is right around the corner. I have completed the cookbook for November and December. I'm very excited. We are going to start selling the cookbook starting today. So if you want to join us for Plant-Based Made Easy and the digital cookbook, which is what I write every single month, the November issue number 4 is hot off the press, and it will be to you just as soon as you download it. It's really going to be a great month. So join me for that, you guys. Purchase your cookbook now, and I will see you tomorrow. Peace. Bye, everyone.